episode 2 of my over the board experience, my first tournament experience. And here we're going to look at the final 3 games that I played in the tournament. Then we'll have a look at the standings and see how it finished. I also forgot to mention, in the tournament, not in the section I was playing, but there's a 2100 rated player. I can't remember his name. We'll have a look and see if I can find it. But then there was also an 11-year-old kid who beat the 2100, and I looked at it, I was like, nah. Like, how do you get to that good? It is crazy, the generation of chess players are coming on. So this would be our 3rd game. Alright, so technically it's round 4. If you missed the last episode, round 1 we had black. Round 2 we got a bye, so we got a free point. Round 3 we had white. Wasn't that right? Round 3, did we have the white bases? Yes, we did. We had white, then we had white, then we got black. So yeah, we had 2 white games in a row. The opponent we were playing here, he's actually a very strong player, but his rating doesn't show that. So his official rating is 1,307. But he was quite a strong player. He ended up in the top board and kind of top half of the tournament, so he did. And this game, so with the white pieces, we went for d4, he went for f5. The Dutch, now Dutch is something that we've played quite often, so kind of knew some of the ideas, but it was a tricky game. I'm trying to play more d4 openings because if I play it, I understand it, and I hate coming up against it, so it'll help with that. Excuse me. So again, very normal Dutch London-esque. We postponed this c3 move for a wee while, waiting for him to go c5. He castled, then we went to c3 anyway. He immediately followed with c5. Very simple idea here. We've been in this position, quite common seeing times. We want to jump the knight in. We want him to take us, throw the pawn there, connect the rook onto the e file, and kind of take the game from there. As you see, we have massive control over the centre, which is the purpose of this opening. We jump in, he takes, we take with a pawn, knight to d7, something I've seen in a previous game. But it did go a bit wrong for us in this game. He kind of set plans in motion. It was difficult for us to get out. Here we should have taken. I didn't want to take and have his queen come in. But then I just completely forgot about this pawn push. I don't know why I didn't take, but instead, yeah, attack with the knight. And this is where it starts to go wrong. I didn't see the plan he was going for. He sidesteps his king, and in sidestepping his king, it should have been a lot more obvious that he wants to bring the rook over and push this pawn. But yeah, we just kind of went with our own thing. Bringing the bishop all the way back is a big mistake. There was no reason really to bring it back. I could have just kept it there. And even after he made the rook move, we'd done nothing to defend against it. I was looking at this pawn push for quite a while, but I was thinking, you know, he can just take, queen takes, and he's just up a pawn at the end of all that. Could jump back intact. I just didn't go around the plan too good here, and we did get our knight trapped. But went for a desperado, throwing it in the centre, trading it off, and connecting our pawns. He obviously then wanted to trade off as much as he could. He just started a pawn avalanche coming down. We captured. Here I did spend a wee bit of time like, should I take? Not really. He's just going to be up material. So what could I do? He captured with a pawn, we tuck back, and then he tuck with a knight. Obviously, we take the knight, we lose the rook. So I don't know why, again, I thought of doing this, but I tuck the pawn, which is a good move, but rook f3 would have been better. We trade down, then we pick up the knight. Now it's 2 rooks and a bishop versus, a rook and a bishop. And yeah, we don't get checkmated here. I think I just resigned because as soon as he cut us off, I was like, there's nothing I can do. He's just going to get in, win the pawns, promote himself, and get promoted. So it was a decent game. Like, we had an 80% accuracy, which it's not terrible for over the board. But yeah, it did go kind of wrong here. We didn't really have an idea plan. Should have taken, let his queen in, attack his queen. So should have went takes, pawn push, and his queen has to go back. And then play it from this position, but unfortunately we didn't. Yeah, we lost that game. That was our 3rd game in the tournament, but the 4th round. Yeah, it happens. You're not going to win everything, but this guy, he actually was quite strong, even though his rating wouldn't say otherwise, or his would say otherwise, being 1300 rating. So let's just go straight on to the next one. And the next one, we got the black pieces. Now, in this game, we were playing a 1450 rated. So we were, the guy was 1450. Rate the black pieces. Oh, wasn't it just lovely? Because, well, we got into something we were familiar with. I've done this wrong. I never setting this up wrong. He actually went e4 first. He didn't go d4. So yeah, he went e4 first. And then we got the Caro Can. He's clearly waiting for us to exchange here, but in the Caro, I don't like taking. I prefer them take us. I played my almost signature move at this point in the Caro of being s6 to stop the bishop coming down. And yeah, it's just, it was basically turned into an advanced variation with the knight on d2 and a pawn on f6. Consolidated on the light squares, started bringing our pieces out, everything's all good. He went for this knight maneuver, which really, oh sorry, not from there, we went from here, which really confused me. I was like, what's he trying here? Like, okay, it's clear he's probably going to bring the knight out and attack the bishop again. Fine, but then we'll just take, and he took the knight. Big mistake. This threw the game on its head. It's as soon as he took the knight, I realised, I looked at it and I was like, hold on. I seen this position after he took it and I looked at it and I was like, this isn't right. Something's not right on this board. Because, well, we can just take the bishop as well. And then when we take the bishop, he takes with check. Okay, so we can't take his queen like we wanted, but we're getting the knight at the end of it. So in this position, we're just up a piece. He is a pawn, but then he done that. He took with a king. Why would you take with a king? I have no idea. Why wouldn't you just go queen takes? Like, what sense does that make to take with a king? It's the second line. Hold on, whoa. Oh yeah, no, it's the second line in the engine, the best. Obviously, black is worse here. But taking with a queen and taking with a king, the difference is 0.08 advantage. And he took with a king. We'd captured in the centre, make things a wee bit weaker. Very simple move, bringing the queen out to attack this pawn. But there's also another idea behind that. So he could obviously defend this way. He could probably try to get his king out of the way a bit sooner. But then we would just capture and trade off. So we would. So he defended with the bishop. And I was like, okay, I can't go for plan A. We'll go for plan B. And plan B was to just trade off the queens. We traded off the queens. He got his rook into the centre. We started a pawn push. We wanted to trade off our bishops. So we did. And then we're going for this h4, h3, kind of push our way down. He's bringing his king into the game. He realizes, okay, it's getting to the end game a wee bit here. I need to get my king more active. We're getting our rooks into the game now, putting it on the semi-open file once that knight moves. He, counterpins us. Fine, not a big deal. So we're going for a wee knight maneuver. If he wants to trade, that is fine. Okay, if he takes, we're just going to take back. Oh, wait, no, because then we'll lose the h-pawn. So is there something we can do? We can play an in-between move. After he captures, we give a knight f5 check, which gives him a check, wins us a wee bit of momentum, and protects the h4 pawn as well. This allows us to capture the rook with our rook. We're just up fully clean knight. He goes for a big attack, attacking our knights. We just, en passant, why not? It's forced. It's always forced. And then, yeah, we captured the pawn in the center. He's trying to go for an attack here and bring the pawn down, try to get it promoted. But we managed to find a lovely defense here. Bringing the rook over, there's nothing he could do. If he pushes, we're going to go over, and he can't come down because we'll take. I did almost make a huge mistake in this position in dropping the king back. If I did drop the king back, he could then push. We come over. So if I drop the king back here, he would push. We would have to move. He would then pin the rook. We take. He takes and promotes. But I did realise, yeah, we were safe, and he made this pawn push on the side. That's fine, we'll lock it down. He does try to go for a wee bit of manoeuvre, and he offers a draw. I'm like, nah, I ain't taking no draw. This is my game to win. Once I realised it's my game to win, jumping the knight in the centre, going for another wee reroute. And then he sacrifices his knight, his rook and his pawn, leaving us a knight up with 4 pawns each. Yeah, we just trade, no problem at all, because now you're completely cut off. Your king isn't getting in here. Your king isn't getting past the knight very easily. You'll need to backstab. We're going to get in and start eating these pawns. There's nothing he can do about it. That's what he does. He takes a step back. We bring the knight up. Why do we bring the knight up? Because, well, it cuts him off from this square now, so it's even harder for him to get in closer. And then we can move up too. He can obviously go down, which he does. No, he doesn't, sorry. He doesn't. We move the king in. He moves back. So he does go to attack us. He realizes, okay, I can't do anything. He's going to win the pawn. So we do a lovely, lovely, lovely knight sacrifice. I don't know what I was going to say there. Knight sacrifice, because if he goes and attacks the knight, we take the pawn. He resigned in this position. He gave up. He buzz on it. He's like, yeah, well done. There's nothing I can do. Because if he takes, then we're just going to take, and let's, kind of play it out. King e4, we're just starting to get our king up a wee bit closer. Oh, no, sorry, king f2 here is actually, or no, f1 is the best move. And then d4, king g2. Yeah, he can't do anything. Say, we just keep going like this. Like d3, c1, nothing I can do. Mate in 10 is e5. And he has to make a move again, so he has to go out this way. King e2 to stop then and help the promotion. So yeah, we won quite well there. I thought it was quite a good game. Caro-Kann, we got into a position that we were familiar and comfortable with, played hundreds of times. He went for some weird rerouting. We traded off at the right times, cut off a side of the board completely, playing good in between moves, cutting off the board there, as you see. Not taking the draw because it was our game to win. So it was flat out our game to win. Knowing what move to play away and being that knight sacrifice. And we didn't get the opportunity to go for this pawn push and get a promotion, as he did resign, but it happened. So that was the 5th round. In the 5th round, we had lost the first one, got a bye in the second. Did we win the 3rd? No, we lost the 3rd. We won the 4th, which was the 5th round. And then this is the last game. The last game was arguably one of the stronger opponents I've come up against. He was a doctor. One of my guys from my chess club had played him. And he says, my partner in my chess club had beat him. And he said, it was his highlight of the tournament, beating this guy. So he is 1679 rated, so 1680. So he was essentially 1680. And this was a 3:30 start. The guy was nearly half an hour late showing up. Then 90 minutes with 30-second intervals. Also in that last game, in this game where I played the Caro-Kann, I still had like an hour and 20 minutes. I finished so early. Finished the game so early. So I did it was funny. Right, let's go. So this game, we have the white pieces. Starts off d4, and I did also ask my guy at the chess club, whenever you played him, what did you play? He says, yeah, I went for d4. And I was like, okay, and what did he go for? He went for the Nimzo Indian. So I knew what to expect. I knew to expect this pawn push, knight out, getting the bishop out here as well. So I played something a wee bit offbeat to get him into something that I'm more familiar with. Played c3. c3, it says excellent move, e4 is best, but c3 stops his bishop from coming down. And he looked at it and he's humming and hawing. He's like, right, okay, what am I going to do? So he strikes in the centre with d5. This is a Horwitz defence. So it is Queen's Pawn opening, Horwitz defence. And apparently, this guy knows his theory and stuff. I myself do not. Here on chess.com, I played the Queen's Pawn opening 311 times and I have a 51% win rate. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad at all. Excuse me. So yeah, it's just again a very normal kind of London system. You know, you got c5, the knight's here. There is no dark square bishops. We've castled. We're ready to go rook e1. And that all happens. Again, we're happy for him to take us. That was the idea, because once he takes us, we take with a pawn. He has to go knight d7, which I've seen so many times in this tournament. Then we go f4, which we didn't do the last one because we had the bishop there, but now it definitely helps. Go f4, he attacks us. So I'm like, well, I don't want to trade here, because if I take, you know, he's going to trade off, possibly. So what can I do to like stop this trade from happening? I can threaten checkmate. Okay, so he could have possibly went here, but then we probably would have taken, and then honestly I probably would have went with a draw. So he went here. Is it not drawish? Takes. Oh well, no, it wouldn't be a draw because he can block with a queen. Well, if he blocks with a queen, you know, what can we do? Queen h5, computer says, so just drop back. But he's very, very exposed. And we did sacrifice the bishop for king safety, but we don't end up happening. We then threaten checkmate, so we do. So and he blocks it with the f5 move, threatening, no, kind of creating this locked pyramid in the center, which becomes very, very fatal. So it does later on. He offers a queen trade. We do accept. We take the queen trade, win a tempo by attacking his rook. Then we're starting our own push here on the queen side. He goes for a knight reroute. We're happy, we'll take 2-on-2 on that side. A lot of manoeuvring here. We're happy to trade off and re-attack the bishop, forcing him to defend. Then we slide the rook right up into the game, because like we just got to take an initiative, get our pieces into his side of the board, because he doesn't even have any on our side of the board. Then this becomes very, very difficult. In this position, it's look and draw-ish a bit. I played an accuracy here. Computer gives what, knight d4. I did see this rerouting tactic. I didn't see this pawn push though. I probably should have done this pawn push a bit sooner. Now this bishop's not looking at it. But yeah, I didn't, and I don't know why it happens. So he attacks. He defends his pawn, thinking we're going to take, and like, that's fine. Okay, we'll lock this side down completely, because now I'm going to go for this knight reroute, jump back to b3, jump in to c5 after the rook trade. Again, threatening here and here, keeping our eyes on this pawn too. He draws back, and then we start to go for a wee king walk. He attacks our knight. We retreat back. We are going for the win. Alright, I have nothing to lose in this game. If I lose, I lose. If I win, even better. But it's very, very drawish. We just got to go for something. Create an imbalance of something. So here, there was a tactic of being... What was it? It's not jumping in here. Where was it? So, oh no, it's when he goes here. When he jumps the knight in. Brings the king in. I think there was a tactic where we could have moved the knight. But yeah, we went to try and make a huge imbalance, and in doing so, we did get a big advantage. We didn't capitalize on it though, because we jumped the knight in. Yes, here should have went knight b3, then going back up and threatening to win this pawn. Yep, that pawn. There we go. And attacking this rook as well. I didn't see that, and I got a wee bit blindsided with my plan. So we traded off here. We traded off the knight for the bishop. Give him a check with the pawn. He takes, then we check him with the light square bishop, with the idea to get in behind and start getting at these pawns. He finds a good counter attack, pushing the king forward and then bringing the knight in, because now he's got knight check, forking our king and the base of our pawn structure. We capture a pawn. That's exactly what he does. He takes. Here I calculated, okay, he's clearly going to try to start marching this pawn. So what's the first thing I looked at? Okay, well, what's that pawn promoting on? It's promoting on a light square. How do we get our bishop to that light square? Well, we need it here. So instead of, obviously, we're not going to capture this pawn. We're going to jump back and then mow down at these pawns, which we do, and he tries to take the base of our pawn structure again, but we are there one step closer. Here I had complete winning chances, but I didn't see it. Like I kind of saying, okay, well, We do have an advantage of 2 outside pass pawns. He has one that's locked down here. This one's not in the game either, and this pawn is being stopped. So let's just throw the bishop all the way down, which was a wrong move. We should have went bishop f3, which cuts off the movement of his knight. Can't go there, can't go there. And it does also still stop this pawn from advancing. That's how the game would have continued. But instead, we jump all the way down to d1. He brings his king over, he captures the pawn. And this is where we spent some time calculating. You know, I seen him kind of going for this. And I was like, right, okay, well, I can just bring the bishop back. I was like, you know, if he goes knight here, we can just push anyway. If he takes, king comes in, push. Which ultimately does happen. But he goes to knight h8. And then he takes. He gets a brilliant move for that. Because it is just literally a draw here. There's nothing we can do. We push the pawn. Obviously, if he takes the bishop, we promote. If he doesn't take the bishop and he goes there, well then, yeah, it's just a draw because, like, we can do anything. And, you know, there's literally nothing else that we can do at this point. So we can't, like, we're just going to go get this pawn and it's going to be a draw. So yeah, we ended up drawing our last game. And that was against probably one of the stronger people in our section, so it was. But yeah, no, I thought it was a decent game. It was a wee bit tricky. I'm just glad I didn't massively lose anything. I tried to go for the win. It was just a very, very, very drawish game. Once everything got locked down, it was my initiative that kind of tried to push the game forward. Definitely had opportunities to win it. I just couldn't find anything at the time it was needed. And yeah, that's it. That's how the game ended. That's how the tournament finished. And let's have a wee look at the standings. I'll get them up here. So, oh, yes, here we go. So, this is the, oh no, we'll go to this one. This is the standings that we had. Can I zoom in on it? Yeah. There we go. So, obviously, I went into this game with no official rating. You need to play 5 rated people and draw at minimum 1 game to get a rating. We had played, I believe, 4 properly rated people. So we did. And yeah, we'll have a tournament coming up here on the 25th of May as well. We're going to take part in, and hopefully we can round off at the end of the month. We'll have an official rating. So we ended up on 3.5 points. So we did 3.5 points. Here we go. Our estimated rating was 1200 going into the tournament. Our tournament performance rating, this is taking in consideration UCU and FIDE rating. So this one isn't, oh, what have I done? This one isn't so much as important. This one would be more accurate, so it would be. We've got an estimated ELO of 1522 playing over the board, which is really, really good, I think. Like, for first ever tournament, thought it was really quite well. We came 7th out of 15, so we're in the top half. Again, can't complain with that at all. We would have won a prize if Peter Campbell, the person just above us, who is someone that we played, I believe. Yes, he was actually our first game, so he was the first person that we played. I don't know how he won his second game. Like, it was something. Definitely, it was something. Had he gained some points, Elo rating? You see, this was his rating there. I don't know what this is. Tournament performance rating. He performed like a 2300, apparently. This was the 2100 rated person in the tournament. So he was, yeah, no, was it him? I'm fairly confident it was him. He was 2100 rating. Should have taken a picture of it. But yeah, so I thought we done quite well. Top half of the tournament for our first ever tournament. We got lost the first game, got a bye, won, lost, won, and a draw to finish it off. Some of my people go to the chess club there. They've got 2.5 points. Who else? They've got one of them did Jack, I believe. Yes, Jack finished quite high, coming second there. So yeah, thought it was quite good. And the only people that we lost to was Peter Campbell, Paddy McGee, and that was it. I think they're the only ones that we lost to. I was second. Yes, we only lost 2 games, and there are people that were better than us. Peter Campbell, Paddy McGee, who ended up, doing quite well. 4 points, 3.5 points, but slightly better because he played. He got odds. He played more people, so he did. So anyway, that is how I rounded up my first ever over the board tournament. Do have another one coming up on the 25th of May in my local chess club, so I'm going to see if it would be possible to record that and get up a wee tripod or something, just sit and record the games. But I don't know if that'll be possible. Just have to ask and find out. But anyway, guys, yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and yeah, stick with me through the journey and see what our rating ends up at the end of this month if we do manage to get it, which I do think we will. And hopefully it's a minimum 1400. I'd be lovely if it was 1400. So yeah, bye bye.